cousin Jonathan Boyd, the Sheepherders, and gentlemen, a lot of teams looking for you, especially now the Invaders.
The Invaders. You've already seen one of the bloody Invaders' arms being broken, and what's going to happen to the other two Invaders is the same thing. You stinking bloody Yanks out there don't understand that we've travelled all the way around the world not to prove that we are the best wrestlers. We're going to prove that we can hurt people, and hurting Yanks has become a hobby. Invaders, I want you to learn a little poem, and it goes like this. You fans have seen the wrestling game's best. Men from all nations with hair on their chests. Some you've admired and some you've hate. And some were so lousy they just didn't rate. But who was the greatest of all present and past? The kids from down under that roll them up fast. Who are these men? These men of such fame. It's the bloody Sheepherders, that's their name. And I'm going to tell you, 1, 2, and 3 might be the names of the Invaders, but 1, 2, and 3 is what happens when you get into them, ring with them and your shoulders are on the bloody mat. So Invaders, give it your best shot, and the bloody Sheepherders are going to hurt you. And hey, Ella, I've got a little something for you. You're running around here being Mr. Tough Man. Well, I've got Abdul the Butcher as part of our entourage. That's right. All you stinking Yankee fans out there, you've been watching all these bloody little sissy wrestlers run around the ring. Now, if you want to see blood and guts, you come down and watch the Sheepherders. They leave wrestlers laying. They leave them laying in their own Yankee sweat. And you know what Yankee sweat is? That's something that you flush down the toilet, and that's exactly what's going to happen to every wrestler that gets in there with the Sheepherders. So, Invader 1, your arm's already broken. Invader 2 and 3, you can look forward to the same thing. Hospital beds, hospital beds, hospital beds. That's where you're going to be residing. What?
A tag team match. Introducing. From New Jersey, weighing in at 240 pounds, Charlie Brown. His partner is Atlanta, Peru, weighing in at 225, Soberano. Their opponent, with a combined weight of 480 pounds, from New Zealand, the Sheepherders.
A surprise as far as this commentator is concerned. The third member of the party of the Sheepherders coming to the ring, Jonathan Boyd, a man who has wrestled with this combination as a team. Haven't seen Jonathan for quite some time with Luke Williams, but here he is, obviously in an advisor's capacity. And so, talk about the intimidation factor, a little edge. Maybe the Sheepherders don't need it, but they've got it anyway. It's Jonathan Boyd, a man who was a top-flight grappler in his own right, now in the corner of Luke Williams and Butch Miller. Soberano in the corner. Charlie Brown out starting for his team. Luke lowers the boom. Charlie Brown fires right back at him. Charlie Brown not being intimidated by the Sheepherders. But this is certainly a tough tag team combination. Miller and Williams, the Sheepherders, New Zealand. And Butch Miller in that ring now as he takes the tag. And there's something that not only the fans are going to have to start keeping an eye on, but the wrestlers. Jonathan Boyd at ringside as an advisor, as a manager for Miller and Williams. Charlie Brown caught with the elbow. Butch Miller. Miller tags Luke Williams, and Luke moves in. Not not an orthodox combination. These two men are hard to figure. It's hard to plan an offense or a defense when you get ready to step into the ring with these two. They are unpredictable. They never come at you twice the same way. And just when you think you've got them down, they're back firing at you 100%. Charlie Brown needs to battle his way to a corner and tag his partner. And of course, as we've mentioned so many times in tag team wrestling, the key, keeping the fresh partner in the ring. Never letting the opponents wear your team down. The tag is made. Charlie Brown makes the tag. Soberano moves in and goes to work on Luke Williams. And let's see how the man from Lima, Peru pairs with a Sheepherder from New Zealand. Armbar. Soberano goes to the midsection. And Luke Williams stares at the eyes. And he opens up. Flying elbow by Butch Miller. Downs Soberano. Miller choking his man down on the ropes. Referee Silverman calling for the break. Right now it's Luke Williams working on Soberano on the outside. Charlie Brown coming down the outside to help his partner out. But the Sheepherders taking every advantage that comes their way. They go in there for one reason, that is to put their opponents away as quickly as possible. The tag goes from Miller to Williams. Jonathan Boyd yelling encouragement and instructions from the outside. So a new dimension has been added to the Sheepherders. Look here. They draw Charlie Brown and double up on Soberano. 3 count. It's the Sheepherders using a double team tactic to put away Al Soberano and Charlie Brown. And you see Jonathan Boyd hoisting the flag high. So your winners are the North American Tag Team Champions, the Sheepherders. We'll be back with more great wrestling action right after these commercial messages. The man, since his arrival in this area, they've been calling the Warlord Jonathan Boyd. And Jonathan, we just got to look at the Kangaroos, and since you're from down under, I thought maybe you'd be more qualified to talk about them than anyone else.
You know what, you bloody Yanks think the America's the world war. We're here to show you it's not. Because what you have forgotten, you've forgotten the bloody South Pacific, and in the South Pacific becomes the toughest men in the bloody world. Men like, as you said, the fabulous Kangaroos. They're up here to go against the Rockers. Well, let me tell you, down in the South Pacific, we hate rock and roll, and we hate you stinking Yanks. And Rockers, the Kangaroos told me to tell you this. And they're going to plant this in your bloody pretty faces so you look like men at least. And what do I have here? All the way from Mongolia. That's right, I'm bringing them from all over the world. All the way from Mongolia. Taras Bulba, and he's here to create some bloody havoc here in America, too. Abdul the Butcher's on his way, and we have that big Ayala coming out here saying, well, at first, he's got to go through me. Well, listen, we are going to go through you for sure. If we've got to go over you and around you and hit you in the back of the bloody head to do it, we're going to do it. Abdul the Butcher is a butcher, Ayala, and if you sign a contract, he'll butcher you. And the Sheepherders here, Invader, 1, 2, and 3. One can look down at his broken arm. That's how he can identify himself. 2 and 3 are going to not have any more problem when they look in the mirror. Because when they remove the mask, they will see all the external damage done to them. And then the bloody Sheepherders, they're going to bust 2 more Invaders arms. That's right, we're here not to kiss you on the lips, we're here to hurt your stinking Yankee bodies.
Your host, Les Thatcher, and on today's program, you're going to see such stars as the Rockers and the fabulous Kangaroos.
Listen, I want to say something. I know I'm not supposed to be here, but see this flag? This flag is going to fly over every bloody arena there is in the United States of America, whether you stinking Yanks like it or not. I am sick and tired of you degrading this. That piece of rag that you call a flag is not going to be flying over any arena after the Sheepherders get through with your stinking Yankee wrestlers. They're going to leave them laying.
Now, wait a minute.
I don't care what you say. Let's go.
And, of course, that was the Sheepherders, their cousin, Jonathan Boyd. Some controversial men from down under we're talking about from down under. We mentioned the Kangaroos. All these great stars on today's program. So right after this break, we're going to action. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, as the Sheepherders from New Zealand are in the ring against Mike Falk and Bob Garcia. There's a salute to the New Zealand flag. Everybody boos. The Sheepherders over there in the corner. Let's see who's going to start. Bob Garcia against Luke Williams. Side headlock by Luke Williams. It's Garcia with that fist. He slams his head into the turnbuckle. Here comes Luke Williams out of that corner. Forearm across the chest. There comes the big Sheepherder, Butch Miller, and look at him lay him in there. Breaks the fingers across the eye of Bob Garcia. Down goes Garcia. Jonathan Boyd is up here to my left, but he's not saying much. He's just standing here. He will bet that he'll have something to say before this match is over with. The head of Garcia slammed into the elbow of Luke Williams, who comes in now. Oops, he tries to do it again, but this time Garcia blocks it. And it's Garcia flipping Luke Williams out of that corner. Butch Miller in the ring now. Comes Garcia. Ooh, a big knee. Doubles him up, flips him over. There's a tag. So far, Mike Falk has not been in the ring as Tony Falk's brother, as you see the Sheepherders doubling up on Bob Garcia. Throws him into the corner and tags in Mike Falk. Falk in there trying to knock the Sheepherder off. Oh, he throws a good one. Elbow to the top of the head. Kick. As Williams by the arm. Bounces him out the ropes. Whoop, down goes the Sheepherder. Hey, a feisty young man, this Mike Falk. Sheepherders after Falk. One is biting. The other one is holding the arm. Luke Williams has hold of, that's Butch Miller has hold of Mike Falk. Throws him head first in. Garcia trying to make his way back up on the apron, and he finally has. Here's a tag. Luke Williams coming into the ring. Butch Miller is holding. But what are they trying to do? That's off that middle rope right into the arm. It looks like they might be trying to break the arm of Mike Falk, who makes his first appearance here on Southwest Championship Wrestling. Luke Williams grabs that arm again, bends it back, takes him, throws him into the turnbuckle. Oh, they are trying to injure this young man. Luke Williams has that arm down. He's stomping it now. Trying to break the arm of Mike Falk. Butch Miller in there kicking that arm now. Luke Williams grabs the arm of Mike Falk. They'll try to break that arm again. Butch Miller this time, right into that arm and shoulder. They're coming off the middle rope. Butch Miller holding it now. Let's see if Falk concedes. It's Mike Falk. Yes, he does. Mike Falk concedes. And Jonathan Boyd, you're here clapping. But it looked to me like the Sheepherders were trying to break the arm of Mike Falk, and they're still trying to do it.
Okay, get those cameras on me.
We hope you...
Our next bout, one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing from Puerto Rico, weighing in at 220 pounds, Jose Gomez. And hailing from Texas, weighing in at 260 pounds, the new Universal Wrestling Champion, Dory Funk.
Universal Heavyweight Champion out to square off with Jose Gomez. And Gomez comes up with a headlock. Let's see how long he hang on to it. Because Funk here is a man possessed and determined. Possessed with hanging on to that Universal title and determined to defeat every man that faces him. No matter if you like him and no matter if you like his style, you've got to give him credit and give him his due. Dory Funk is a tough man in that wrestling ring and a very, very capable athlete. And he is the Universal Heavyweight Champion. And of course, one man that would like to change that and change it any time he gets a chance would be Carlos Cologne, the man who Funk defeated in a controversial decision some weeks ago for that title. Gomez catches the tackle. Funk moves right in, takes the headlock and the takedown. Funk straightens his man up in that corner. As we've said before, we'll say again. Dory Funk is tough in the corners. He's tough on the breaks. There's a man who can push you in that corner over the long haul. Over a 15 or 20-minute match, every time he gets a break on the ropes, if he does a little damage, he's got your number. And you've got to watch it. Gomez able to get the shoulder up. Again, he gets it up. Shoots Gomez in, catches him with that elbow, clotheslines him, and down goes Gomez. Funk with that right hand, drops his man, and sends him out onto the arena floor. Funk now in the process of just taking Gomez apart. Making him pay his dues, so to speak. Dory brings him in over that top rope, slams him center ring. Another elbow. A 2 count. Gomez hanging on, but barely, as Funk now, like the cat with the mouse. Here's that double arm on the suplex, the long ride, and Funk sends him home. Dory in for the pin. Gomez out, but just barely. Gomez out, but barely. Funk takes his man down. Steps across, controlling. Funk in the driver's seat, no two ways about that. Funk with that arm bar, maintaining the advantage. Gomez coming up to his feet now. Trying to hang in there. Funk in those corners, you got to watch him. Straightens his man up and again. Pretty tough. And Gomez in trouble. In the driver's seat. As we said, it's like cat and mouse now as he sets his man up for the suplex. Takes him on a long ride. And let's see if Funk's going to hold him down on this one. Funk scoops the leg, hooks him, and a 3 count. Dory Funk comes up your winner over Jose Gomez. And there you have it, a big win for the Universal Heavyweight Champion. We've just seen a win by the current Universal Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. Let's invite him in and talk to him just a moment. From Amarillo, Texas, Dory Funk. Dory, a lot of prestige involved with this Universal belt.
Yes, there is. There's a lot of prestige. You know what the measure of a championship belt is really the measure of the men who have held the belt in the past. Carlos Cologne, even though I don't like Carlos Cologne, held this belt for 4.5 years, traveled all over the world and defended this belt all over the world. I said before that when I have a championship belt, I know how to make money with it. I've had this belt back in Texas now. I've defended it there. I've defended it in North Carolina. And you can bet this, anytime I step in the ring with anybody, the cost of getting Dory Funk to come in and defend this Universal Heavyweight Championship is very, very high. I'm very proud to be the Universal Heavyweight Champion. I disagree with what anybody says about a controversial decision when I won this championship belt. I feel like I represent this championship as well as anybody has ever represented any championship.
Dory, if I might interject here at this point, of course, as the champion, you're in the hot seat each and every time you defend this belt, and the only place for the champion to go is down. You're at the top. You're at the pinnacle.
Well, in some ways, what you say is true. Let me say something else. I'm really not crazy about stepping in the ring and defending this belt against Carlos Cologne. I know he was very proud of it. I know he is a very proud champion. I know he almost feels as if this is his belt. But you can bet one thing. When I do step in the ring with Carlos Cologne, the money will be right, and the contest will be hot for the Universal Heavyweight Championship belt.
So it's all on the line, the pressure's on the champion, and you feel you're ready for it.
Oh, yes.
Dory Funk, the Universal Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, and by his own admission, not anxious to meet Carlos Cologne, but when the international promoters sign that belt, you can be assured of fireworks as this man, the Universal Champion, Dory Funk, squares off with former champion Carlos Cologne. We're back, and with more action now, you see Carlos Cologne, Dory Funk trading those right hands in center ring. Funk with a flying mirror now. It's been give and take. Missing that elbow. Dory Funk thought he was going to wrap it up here, but Cologne moved away, and Carlos Cologne opens up. Funk throws and misses. Cologne right back at him, and the champion in the driver's seat now has Funk on the go. Takes him into that corner, and Carlos Cologne, pulling a Dory Funk of his own, is broken up by the referee. Funk right over the top, and the referee goes down. Funk came right over the top of the referee and knocked him down. Cologne's got the small package. He's got him here. Where's the referee? Not up in time. He got a 2 count, but Cologne held him longer than that. Cologne, in arguing with the referee, turns his back on Funk. Funk throws a knee into the small Cologne's back and pitches Carlos to the floor. Now, Dory Funk moving outside. He's got the advantage. Where's he going to go from here? Funk has Cologne with a handful of hair, drives him into the ring post. Cologne into that ring post could be heard here. Let's see. Funk grabs a handful of hair again and throws that right hand in. Carlos has been lacerated. Carlos has been lacerated. He is hurt. The referee outside calling for the break. Funk pushing. What's the referee is going to let this match continue. Cologne has been cut. Cologne is lacerated. Funk moving back in. Cologne onto the apron. Funk grabs him before he can come into that ring. And Dory Funk Jr. smells victory here. He's staying right on top of his man and takes Cologne. Carlos moving back in. Carlos Cologne, a great second effort. He's got his second win and winds up to go to work on Dory Funk. Carlos Cologne back into this battle. Funk throws the punch and misses. Cologne with a headbutt drops Dory Funk. Carlos Cologne is ready to take it to him. Cologne takes the battle to the big man from Texas, throwing those right hands into the forehead, scoops Funk, body slams him, and starts working on Funk's head now. Cologne has been weakened, but he's right back in this battle. Talk about a great second effort. You're seeing it here with the champion, Carlos Cologne. The drop kick as Funk comes spinning out of that corner is devastating, and Cologne in command. Funk dumps him with a double leg. Dory Funk is on the ropes. You can see it there. You can see it there. The referee, unaware of the call, went ahead and counted 3, but he did not see that Funk had put the feet up on that second strand of rope. Let's see what the referee's going to call this. Let's see what he's going to call it.
11 minutes, 24 seconds, your winner, Dory Funk.
The referee didn't see the feet on the rope. He calls the winner, Dory Funk, and your new Universal Champion, Dory Funk from Amarillo, Texas, defeats Carlos Cologne in a controversial decision to become the Universal Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. Look at the ring now. Cologne has the bullwhip, and he is ready to take it to Dory Funk. Funk backing out of the arena. He's got that belt. But watch out for Cologne in the whip. He's moving in on Dory Funk as they head for the dressing room. In a controversial decision, it is Funk, as you can see, with that title belt in hand. Cologne stalking him. The officers breaking this thing up. Carlos Cologne defeated in a controversial decision. The winner, Dory Funk,